Hello, hello, hello. A little early. That's okay. Oh, that water tastes delicious. Okay. Let's see. Last evening, we talked about the samba and the Alan Dawson method and the Alan Dawson rudimental ritual. And some of the students here gave me some inspiration and some new ideas. Playing the cascada, one-handed, and the clave with the left hand, or right, vice versa, or the bass drum with the samba foot pattern. Okay, Randy, that's not a problem. I mailed out your book, and thank you. And I'm not doing too good. I spent most of the night last night in the ER to get a breathing treatment. But that's okay. We'll talk later. Anyway, what we're going to do, and I really like this concept. I refer to it as the Alan Dawson concept. Okay? What I do, when I'm playing a jazz pattern, I'm always thinking of 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. Or if I'm up tempo, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. So what I do is I go to Alan Dawson's breaking that pattern down, 1, 2, and 3, straight up and down, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Hello, Ricardo. Ricardo, the books are complete, but it's going to cost a fortune for me to mail it to you postal. So I think I'm going to send it to you PDFs. It's 177 sheets. It's a lot of printed out. Can you handle that? Hey, Joe. How you doing? I was telling Randy I spent most of the night last night in the ER, emergency room, getting a breathing treatment, and it still hasn't helped. I still haven't had a cigarette yet. I quit. I really do. It's so bad for you. Anyway, let's go to Alan Dawson. His cymbal pattern, 1. The way I play samba is up tempo. Now, Ricardo, you should be a master with this because that is the Brazilian dance. Okay? Excuse me. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take it down a couple notches. We're going to play the samba. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, now, what do we do with the left hand? Let's develop some concepts with the left hand. Okay, we want to make a consistent rhythm, but first we need to have independence with that samba pattern and play the left hand where we want. All these, hold on a second, let me read this because I'm, where's my glasses? What do I do with my glasses? Oh boy, I left them over there. All right, let's see. No, I'm not going to need oxygen. I'm not that bad. It's just COPD is really bad. And I have, on top of the COPD, what do they call it, emphysema. So they're related. COPD is not easy to deal with. Anyway, Ricardo, let me talk to you a minute. And ER's emergency room. Joe. Okay, Ricardo, you have, what is this? Don't read this. Okay, I won't, Joe. Anyway, Ricardo, when I was in Brazil, that samba was the dance of the Brazilians. Am I correct or not? As soon as somebody played the samba, the girls went crazy. So I said, I'm going to go learn the samba and drive all the girls crazy. No, I'm only kidding. Okay, so now what we're doing, I'm not going to talk anymore. Okay? We're going to work from the stick control book and the syncopation book tonight. And we're going to just play a nice little pattern, the samba pattern in 4/4. 1, 2, and 3. Just to get the feel. That foot. That's the samba foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So now we go to the stick control book. Page 5. And I left my glasses with. I'm not going to get up and get them. I'm too lazy. Anyway, we're going to go to page 5 in the stick control book. And we're interpreting this a little different here. Instead of playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to look at that line, we're going to reference off that line, and we're going to eliminate all the R's. And we're just going to play the ones. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Got that so far, gentlemen? So now we're going to contain just one voice right now and play it for a while. With that one voice with the left hand will be on the snare drum. Okay? What is this? Huh. Who is this? Anyway. We're going 1. All the lefts are going to be on the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop. So up tempo a little bit. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And I'll play that for quite a while. Then I'll go to the first line. This computer's driving me crazy right now. I'm getting all these messages. They missed last night's lesson. It's coming up on another, I don't know where it's coming up from. Where did it go? What is this? Okay, now let's go to line 2. Okay, Ricardo. Come on. This computer tonight. They must need a breathing treatment as well. Okay. Here we go. Line 2, all the lefts rather, are falling on 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll play this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Having a good time. Just relax. Feel that pattern. Make everything tight. Emphasize that foot. Then I'll play line 1 and line 2. Line 1, 2, 3, 1. A little faster. Like I said, I'm containing that left hand just on the snare. We'll go to line 3, Line 3 now you have 1 and 3 and you're playing. I mean 2 and 4 and rather, was we're playing the lefts. Line 3. 1, 2, 3. Now that's very basic. This is a very basic samba. Go to line 4, and now you fall on the 1 and 3 end. 1. Okay, line 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2. Takes a bit of control and a bit of coordination, but what you're doing is you're developing that independence. You're dropping that samba pattern, that foot, the cymbal. There's all different variations. This is a very basic concept. Line 5. Do we all understand this? Yes, no, maybe. Hello? Do we understand it? I've done some research, and I have a few guys that are good Latin players. And I've hung out with them, and they most definitely have a tremendous amount of variations. Like I said, this is a very basic samba. It's for, what is that? It's just very basic. We're going to develop it all over the place. Now, the next thing we're going to do, instead of staying in the stick control, you could do 1 through 72 like that. Now, what I like to do with that is move it around somewhat. I don't take a line. Once you develop where you can play that left hand, I move it around the toms, I give it a little bit of color. I'll play the same figure, but I get it a couple different feels because I use a couple different voices. And that's what you want to do. That's experimenting, that's creating. You know, I mean, I'm not going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd rather play it in here. And just experiment, just relax. Play it slow. Hang out with it, you'll start to hear a lot of different things. You get a nice pattern going on. You know, we're not looking we're not in the Indianapolis 500 or a race. Now, being that you're here tonight, Ricardo, you're going to help us out. You're from South America, Brazil, and I did really love the Brazilian music, especially the Brazilian woman. That's beside the point. Like you like the woman too. Okay, have you ever heard of a pattern called cascada? Cascada, Ricardo? I think it comes from Brazil or Cuba. I'm not a Latin player, but I really like it and enjoy it. And some of the things are beautiful. Well, it's all beautiful. Cascada. Now, I like to fill in. Have you ever heard of that, Ricardo? Hey, Joe, I signed your book in Portuguese. You said you had an interpreter. All right, let's go to the syncopation book. I'm not going to stay in the stick control book. Just to give you some insight, let's go to the syncopation book, okay? Everybody left. They don't like my lesson tonight. Oh, well. We're going to go to page 30. Everybody get on page 30, the syncopation book. Everybody let me know when you're there. Latin power beat. I don't know what that is. Is that what it is? Hey, Paul, what's up, man? Always late. You run into traffic? All right, we're in the syncopation book, page 30. Hey, Paul, if you'd like to have your book Monday or Tuesday, just go to PayPal, put $30 in there as a gift, and give me your mailing address, and I'll send it to you. Okay, all right. I'm only kidding. All right, we're on page, what are 31, I said? Or 30. Well, let's start with page 30. All right, we'll look at page 30. Simple pattern. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And 2, 3, 4. And 2, 3, 4. That's the pattern. Now, this time we don't eliminate lefts or rights. We play the line against the pattern. 1. Okay. Line 1. 1. Now, you probably won't use something like that with a samba, but what you're developing is the independence against the pattern. You're saying, okay, left hand, this is what you're going to do while everything else is going on. Line 1 again. We got it? Go to line 2 now. It's 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2. Against the pattern. Here we go. Nice and slow. Line 2. Okay, line 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Against the pattern. Line 3. There you go. 3, 4. 1, yeah, that's pretty simple. You want me to continue, or I'll go on another page? Okay, here we go. Let's go to something that's really happening. Let's take, I don't know. me see what page I want to go on. Page 43. How's that sound, guys? Page 43, syncopation book. Now, it's not just one repeating measure over and over again. What's mixed is 1, 2, 3, 4 measure increment. Now, I recommend when you're playing something like this, against that samba foot pattern, I mean, you got to be relaxed. You got to play that whole stick control book and understand the different variations. It's not easy. This is the foot. I used to have a lot of trouble with that until I said the hell with it and let it go. Right now, yeah, all it is the Chaffee book and the stick control book with some of the symbol loss and others. And we're going to work on that. That's going to be 177 pages of a lot of work and a lot of lessons, long lessons. Okay. What do we say? Page, I can't see. 43. I'm old fart, man. Page 43. Now, the first thing, obviously, you have to know how to read that. But, you know, you have experience now going through the stick control book with all the different variations or permutations or whatever you want to call it. So let's read first on one surface, the first line. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So now we're going to play the samba pattern here. And we're going to play it nice and easy. Let me move this over. Ugh. Up tempo a little bit. I got to go get my glasses. All right, that's just 43, having a good time with it. 1. First line, 1, 2. Now you like that, if just keep doing it over and over again and move the voices around. Maintain the pattern. But man, play the way you want it, play the way you feel it. Developing the voice. Oh, Matt, you're terrible. I'll tell you. Back to the ER, man. Anyway, I think that should be enough for the samba. What I want to do, excuse me, other than the samba, first off, either Monday or Tuesday, whoever has the books, we're going to start working from them. If you don't have the books, well, you want to go, you know, you got to buy it. I'm not forcing you, but the lessons are not going to do you any good. Okay? It'll do you some good, but not as good as if you had the books. Okay, 2 things. Polyrhythms. Well, actually, I was going to do the triplet roll, but I have to write it out. And I want to take one of the pages from the stick control book and the syncopation book and doing triplet rolls. But tonight I want to do 3 against 2 or 3 against 4. You guys have to make a decision on that. 3 against 2 or 3 against 4? Okay, I know, Ricardo. That's not a problem. I don't know either. I mean, it's windy out. It's a change of seasons. Things happen crazy, but that's okay. It's going to be on. You can come back and watch it. Now, would you guys like 3 against 2 or 3 against 4? Talk to me, or I'm going to the ER. Hey, Paul, I was in the ER most of the night last night. I came home, slept, and I woke up about 4 o'clock. Okay, 3 against 2, 3 against 4. Well, you do both. All right, let's work with the bass drum. Now, 3 against 2, I'm playing triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm playing eighth notes with another limb. 1, what is this? 3 against, I can't see, 3 against 4? All right, all right, 3 against 4. That means I'm playing one limb, one, and for this exercise. I needed a breathing treatment, Paul. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and that's 3 to the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the 4 to the downbeat would be 16ths. Okay? Now, I've said this in the past. I don't know who, the new guys don't probably missed it. When I count triplets 2 different ways. I count an eighth note triplet, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Or I'll count a triplet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason why I count 1, 2, 3, I'm going to subdivide the 3. I'm going to subdivide the 3 as, if I'm playing with one hand, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now, the emergency room. Okay, Marcio. A breathing treatment. All right, anyway, here's what we got. The triplet is going to be, I'm subdividing, I'm opening up the space. It's going to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count the triplet as 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now that technically is 1 against 3. Okay. Now, how do I get 4 in that distance of 3? So like I said, I open it up a little bit and count 1, 2, 3. But I count 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. So I'm counting 1E and the 2E and the 3. 1E and the 2, 3. Now I got to get the 4 in here. So there's a formula here. When I want to do a polyrhythm, say for example, the 3 against 4. I multiply 3 against 4. 3 times 4. That gives me 12 counts. 1E and is 4. 2E and is 8. 3E and is 12. So now I have this going on. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and you might want to write this down. Here's where the 4 falls. You're going on the first 1E and 1E and So I got it? 1E and Then you have the 2 is the 3, E and is on the and. So you have 1E and 2E and 3E and So the right hand is on 1E and 2E and 3E and So here we go. 3 with the left hand, 4 with the right hand. I'm going to play a little faster. That's 1 against 3. Here's 2 against 3. 3 against 4, okay? I was going to do the Morello book, one hand with 4 limbs of the groupings of 6, but we'll get to that someplace else, all right? Now, everybody understand 3 against 4? Yes? No? Got it? That's 1 against 2 against 3 against 4. Got it, gentlemen? Monday, triplet roll. You'll get PDFs on it. Any questions? Marcia, are you there? Por favor. You got it. I'll write it out for you. Hopefully. Depending on my physical health for next couple days, I have some time. Anyway, I'm going to cut the lesson. And it's 7:30. I want to stay longer, but I got to get some fresh air. I don't want to go to the ER again. It's what it is. It acts up every 8-9 months, and last night was the 8th or 9th month. You got it, Paul? You got it, Ricardo? How about you there, Joe? Everybody understand it? Okay. Okay, I sent Randy, Ed, and you, Joe, your books out. Okay? And Paul, you want your book Monday or Tuesday? You have to send it to me now. And Ricardo, I'll talk to you tomorrow sometime on Skype, okay? Yeah, I take care of myself, you know. I'm just a hard-working person. That's all. You know, I'm not getting any younger. I mean, I work a lot of hours, man. And it's not that it's heavy-duty work. It's work that I love to do. I don't think it as work. 5 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night in the drum studio. Practicing, writing. The ER is an emergency room. $30 as a relative or a friend. I'll Skype you tomorrow, okay, Ricardo? I don't have time to do that tonight. And you guys have to get on Skype so we could, yes, that's what it is, Paul. And they tell you could be dying, and they're outside having a cigarette. They got to take your blood. They got to get all the information. They got to run it through the computer. And like there's nobody there in all those hours. I will, guys. Thanks for the kindness. Okay. See everybody Monday evening. Okay. Have a good night. And everything's going to be just fine.